So, hello everyone, good evening to all. Just confirm me once that my voice is audible. Okay, and this PDF file is also visible. So, first of all, a very happy Mahashivratri to all of you. Har Har Mahadev. And today we'll discuss a very important topic, a very important subject, a very hot and a very new thing which is there in GST. So, we all should know about that. Sir, Har Har Mahadev to all. YouTube as well as Zoom. So, shall we start our discussion on this invoice management system on this great day? And also, sorry, because the session was scheduled uh, on yesterday, but due to certain reasons, we need to shift that session for today. And we are conducting the session for today. Okay. So, also, I request if you want to share the link of this video with your professional friends, with your professional groups, in that case, you can do so. Okay. Uh, and our fifth session will be on income tax and GST linkage, and that will also be completely based on practical approach, and that will be on 28th of Feb. And also, sir, one important thing, we are coming with a free course on GST chart base. That is a 2 days course which will be on 4th and 5th. You all will get the registration link, so you can register for that as well. That course will be completely free. Okay, 4th and 5th. Now, let's start our discussion on this invoice management system. And if you have any query, any question, any doubt, in that case, you can comment in the chat box. I am here to listen your doubts and queries. Don't wait for the last moment. Any query, any doubt, raise it immediately in the chat box. We'll take it. Okay. If possible, take one pen and paper with you. Complete discussion will be in English language, maybe one or two example in Hindi language. So we'll convert the same into English as per your comfort. Okay. Sir, how was our last session? Anyone who has joined the this session for first time, invoice management, because this is a 5 days series and we have our fourth day on today. Okay. Now, yes, today also we'll try to make this session interactive and interesting. Now, sir, this invoice management system. Okay, Hardik sir. So we have conducted 3 sessions earlier on different topics, MNST scheme, litigation handlings. Okay, so you can get the link as well on the YouTube platform. So now let's start our discussion on this invoice management system, and thank you everyone for your response and comments. Okay, now invoice management system, IMS, from 1st October 2024, government has introduced this specific mechanism, that is invoice management system. We all know that this GST is a based on reconciliations. There are a lot of type of reconciliations are available, 2B, 3B, 1, 3B. So multiple reconciliations are there in GST. I need to reconcile my upward liability. I need to reconcile my input tax credit. I need to reconcile my reverse charge mechanism. Now, this is also one more responsibility which has been provided by the government on the professionals or on the taxpayer. That is invoice management system. Because just try to get the things which we were doing earlier. That is, when we are filing our GSTR 3B return, our input tax credit is auto populated from our GSTR 2B. Okay, and in GSTR 2B, the data is auto populated through the supplier's GSTR1. That means when the supplier is going to feed our GSTN and upload the same on GSTN common portal and file the GSTR1 return, in that case, the same will be auto populated in our GSTR2B. And based on GSTR2B, we have to claim the input tax credit. Am I right? 11th was the last day to file the GSTR1 return. On 14th of the subsequent month, your GSTR2B will be available, and accordingly, you can claim the input tax credit. And as we all know that this input tax credit is the heart of GST, maximum number of litigations are due to this input tax credit only. So this input tax credit should be 100% genuine, 100% reconcile with our books of accounts. Hence, they have come up with this type of mechanism. But earlier, what we were following, 2B input tax credit, we are claiming in our GSTR 3B. Now there were one issue. Suppose the supplier has filed the data in GSTR 1 return and the same is auto-populated in your GSTR 2B return. Now the question is that we have to reconcile the GSTR 2B with the books of accounts input tax credit. Sir, this topic is very, very, very important. In this session, we are not merely going to discuss the accept, reject, and pending. I know they have already implemented the same from 1st of October 2024, and you all are following these practices in your day-to-day practice. So we'll discuss something unique things related to this invoice management system. We'll practically try to understand why IMS, what AMS, and how we can implement this AMS in IMS in our business, in our practices, and how we can guide our client for the proper follow-up and proper claim of input tax credit. All these things will cover. Okay, so stay connected. Also, I will not take your much more time. We'll conclude our session by 7 or 6:55. Okay, I will try my best, and I will also take your queries as well. Now, this invoice management system, IMS, earlier 2B data auto-populated in 3B, and we are claiming the same. Now, the biggest question is that when we are claiming the input tax credit in our GSTR 3B from GSTR 2B, the GSTR 3B ITC should be reconciled with the books of accounts. That means we have to reconcile each and every entry which is there in GSTR 2B with our books of accounts, that is purchase register, purchase ledger. Now, multiple softwares, multiple accounting softwares are available. They are automatically reconcile the input tax credit as per 3B, as per 2B. Now, there were a lot of practical issues, practical problems. We'll try to understand certain problems so that we can understand the need of this invoice management system. Because in this IMS, no any rocket scientist there. Okay, just accept, reject, and pending. But we'll try to understand it with logic so that it will be very useful for all of us. That is what is our purpose of this specific session. Now, suppose one practical problem is there, that is, suppose in my GSTR 2B, ITC reflected is 5 lakh rupees, under IGST head, under CGST head 3 lakh rupees, under SGST head 3 lakh. That is what is the ITC which is reflected in my GSTR 2B. In my books of accounts, suppose the ITC reflected is 5 lakh 50,000 rupees, 3 lakh rupees, and 3 lakh rupees. That means under IGST, as per my books of accounts, there is one invoice that is 50,000 rupees, maybe multiple invoices for 50,000 rupees, for which the ITC is not available in 2B. Now, problem is that there will be a difference between your books and between your GSTR 2B. In that case, how you can separate the figure that for these invoices we have not claimed the input tax credit in GSTR 3B, but the same is available in our books of accounts 5,50,000 rupees. For that purpose, you have to pass certain required accounting entries in your books of accounts. Okay, suppose you have to pass one accounting entry, unclaimed ITC debit 50,000 rupees. Okay, so that in next month you can claim the same. That is what is the adjustment which is required in books of accounts, but on GSTN common portal no adjustment is there. Okay, because the ITC is available in 2B 5 lakh rupees, you have claimed it 5 lakh rupees, and you have passed one entry in your books of accounts with 50,000 rupees as unclaimed ITC, which you are claiming in the subsequent period. Now, second example. Suppose in 2B, under IGST head 5 lakh, under CGST head 3 lakh, under SGST head 3 lakh ITC. So try to understand this practical example. This will be very helpful for all of us. Okay. GST at 2B. In books of accounts, the ITC is under IGST 4,50,000 rupees, CGST 3 lakh, and SGST 3 lakh. Now, the accountant has not booked 50,000 ITC, but the same is available in 2B. Suppose in 2B, the 50,000 ITC is due to that the supplier has issued the invoice, filed the same in GSTR1 return, but the goods has not been received by the recipient. Hence, recipient has not booked the same in. Manthan sir, I request if possible for you, then just type your query. Okay. Otherwise, we'll take your query at the end of the session or after 10 to 15 minutes. Is that okay? Or if it is possible to you, then just type it. Now, in your 2B, the ITC is 5 lakh rupees. In your books of accounts, the ITC is 4,50,000 rupees. There may be chances that in your GSTR 2B, certain input tax credit which is related to you, but you have not received the goods and invoice, hence you have not claimed the ITC or you have not booked the same in your books of accounts. No, there is one problem. You will claim the ITC as per your books of accounts 4,50,000 rupees. Now in subsequent month, you have to check the previous month as well. That's the last month I have a 5 lakh rupees ITC. I have claimed only 4,50,000 rupees. So the remaining 50,000 I have to claim in current month. That is what is the accountability you have to check, because now you are not going to mention anything in your books of accounts. So in such a scenario, what will be the solution? Hence, government has introduced this IMS facility. In this IMS facility, what you can do, that is, sir, in this IMS facility, just I am going to give you the idea with the example, then we'll take the detailed explanation as well. Now I just want to show you the need of this invoice management system. So in this invoice management system, government has given me three options. I can accept, I can reject, I can keep it pending. So now suppose in the given example, ITC is reflected in my GSTR 2B for 5 lakh rupees in my books of accounts, that is 4,50,000 rupees. For 50,000 rupees, I know that I have not received the goods and invoice, so I will claim it in the subsequent month. So I can tick that ITC as keep it pending. So when I will file my next month GSTR 3B return while claiming the tax credit through the IMS dashboard, the keep it pending ITC will be auto reflected and I can accept the same so that the same will be transferred to your GSTR 2B. Conclusively, we can say just try to understand the mechanism. Just try to understand the mechanism. Earlier, earlier होता क्या था? Earlier, the supplier is going to file the GSTR1 return. Supplier is going to file the GSTR1 return. From that GSTR1 return, the same data will be auto-populated in your GSTR2B. And from the GSTR2B, we have to claim the ITC in our GSTR3B. Now, they have introduced one specific dashboard that is called as IMS. Now, when the supplier is going to file the GSTR1 return, first the data will be transferred to this IMS dashboard, and then from this IMS dashboard, the data will be transferred to GSTR2B and then GSTR3B. That is what is the mechanism. So there is an addition of one specific layer in this series, that is IMS dashboard, and on that dashboard you can accept, reject and keep it pending, and based on your action the data will be transferred to GSTR2. Because earlier the problem was that suppose some supplier has mentioned the wrong GSTN while filing the GSTR1 return, and due to that the same has been reflected in your GSTR2B. Now, if you are claiming the input tax credit as per GSTR2B, in that case, you are claiming the input tax credit in excess to your eligibility. That means you have not bought the goods from that particular person. So there will be excess claim of input tax credit based on GSTR 2B. Hence, government has provided one filter that through IMS you can select accept, pending, or reject. If you will accept it, the same will be transferred to 2B. If you will reject it, then the same will not be transferred to 2B, that will be rejected and removed. And if you will select keep it pending, in such a scenario, the same will not be reflected to your GSTR 2B. The same will be there on your IMS dashboard. You have to select that you want to transfer this ITC or don't want to transfer the ITC. Now, there may be one taxpayer who is saying that I don't want this IMS dashboard. If I'm not going to take any action, accept, reject, or keep it pending, in that case, whether the data will not be auto-populated in GSTR 2B? No. In that case, your complete data will be auto-populated in your GSTR 2B, and based on that, you have to claim the ITC in your GSTR 3B. That means if you will take the action as accept, reject, keep it pending, in that case, the data will be auto-populated to be accordingly. But if you are not supposed to take any action, in that case, the complete input tax credit, which is on account of the GSTR1, which has been filed by your supplier, will be auto-populated in your GSTR2B. And based on that, the input will be transferred to your GSTR3B. So the need, why IMS? IMS is required because there may be chances of certain input tax credit which is there, but the taxpayer is not eligible to claim the same due to various restrictions of sections, or due to the non-eligibility, or due to the reason that the tax credit is not related to that taxpayer. In such a scenario, the ITC can be filtered through that specific purpose. That is what is the purpose of this IMS. Hence, this invoice management system is there. What do you mean by this IMS? So this IMS is a filter between your GSTR1 filed by the supplier and between GSTR2B, so that you can take actions. Sir, why IMS and what IMS is clear for each and everyone? Just confirm me once in the chat box. On YouTube as well, I request your comments. First, we'll try to understand this invoice management system through various examples in a very simplified way, and then after we'll read the manual issued by the GSTN as well. Okay. No. If your supplier has filed the GSTR1 beyond the timeline, that is 11th of the subsequent month, in that case, you will not be eligible to claim the ITC, because the same will not be auto-populated if your client will be filed delayed. Is that okay, Raj sir? Now, because sir, try to understand, this IMS is just an additional facility which has been provided by the government. This is just an additional facility. This facility is not going to interrupt your basic rules. And as per the basic rules, if the client is not supposed to file the GSTR1 return by the due date, in that case, the data will not be auto-populated and you will not be eligible to claim the input tax credit. This principle is same. And this is also optional functionality. Now, we'll also discuss the provision of law in section number 38 from this respective, and there is certain changes in budget 2025 related to that invoice management system will also cover. But first, we'll try to understand this mechanism. Or before moving to discuss this invoice management system in a detailed way, I just want to convey one important thing. Many of the professionals are doing one practice. What they are doing, they are just going to select, accept, reject, keep it pending in their office. Sir, as a GST professional, as a GST practitioner, this is not my responsibility. That is what is the first thing. If you have 50 clients, 100 clients, then it is next to impossible to check the data, to keep it pending, accept, reject. So for that purpose, you have to arrange one training program for your clients. You can record your screen and suggest your client. You can take one Zoom meeting for your clients in which you can invite the accountant of your client. Okay, that is what is the practice we have to follow, and that will be an add-on in your services. Because in our each and every session, I'm trying to provide you one add-on service to you, so that you can also use the same in your day-to-day GST practice, and you can also your client. So that is what is the thing we should focus. Now, just try to read this invoice management system from this PDF module. Sir, post this session, we are requesting everyone to provide your valuable feedback for getting the PDF file. Okay, although we are sending the PDF file to all. Okay, but I request everyone, after completion of the session, when you will receive the feedback link in the group, I request everyone, please provide your valuable feedback. This means a lot for me. Okay, or related to our last session, that is litigation handling techniques. Litigation handling techniques, we have not shared the study material yet. So the study material for litigation handling and study material for invoice management system will be shared by tomorrow. Okay, there were certain technical issues on our system, so we have not conducted our last session as well, and we have not shared the study material. So that will be definitely shared with you by tomorrow. You will get it if you are providing the feedback or not, but I request everyone, provide the valuable feedback. Now, this invoice management functionality or this invoice management facility. First thing, this is an optional functionality. Second, when your client, that means when the supplier, will share the invoices, that is upload the data on GST and common portal and save the data, in that case the same will be transferred to the invoice management system. Okay, that means if your client is not supposed to file the return, in that case also the data will be transferred to your invoice management system. Suppose just for an example, your client, that means the supplier, has uploaded the data on GST and common portal related to sales as on 7th March 2025. Data uploaded 7th March 2025. That is the date for data upload by the supplier. Now, supplier had made certain changes in the invoices, but based on 7th March 2025, the data will be auto transferred to your IMS dashboard. But you will be eligible to take the action, that is accept, reject, or keep it pending after filing of the return by your supplier. Data will be populated, but you will able to take the actions after filing by the supplier. That is what is the uniqueness of this concept. अदरवाइज तो क्या होगा, वो बंदा फाइल नहीं भी करेगा और आप एक्शन ले लोगे और आपको आईटीसी मिल जाएगा. दिस इज नॉट अ फेयर थिंग. So hence this restrictions is here. Now, suppose the supplier has uploaded the data on 7th March 2025 and save the data as well. Now 9th of March 2025, 9th of March 2025, there is certain changes in the invoices. Suppose earlier the supplier has issued the invoice to Mr. X for 5 lakh rupees, and now the supplier has changed this invoice to 5 lakh 50,000 rupees. In that case, earlier the data was auto populated in your IMS dashboard for 5 lakh rupees. Now, most important thing, when the supplier is going to change any invoice before filing the data or before filing the return, in that case the same will be auto changed. Okay, no any extra efforts, no any extra amendments is required before filing the return. If the supplier is going to make any changes in the B2B credit note, debit note, in that case the same will be auto populated or auto changed in your IMS dashboard. That is what is the thing we need to keep in our mind. And unless and until the supplier is going to file your GSTR1 return, that is the supplier is going to file the GSTR1 return, you will not be eligible. That means recipient will not be eligible to take any actions for the invoices which is auto populated in the IMS dashboard. Now we have covered from the supplier perspective. Now after filing the GSTR1 return by the supplier, now there is a call of recipient. From the date of filing till GSTR 3B filing date of the respective month, GSTR 3B filing date, GSTR 3B will file by the recipient. So from the GSTR1 return which has been filed by the supplier till the date of GSTR 3B filing date by the recipient, recipient can take the actions. Okay, that means recipient can take the actions after filing the return by the supplier and before filing the GSTR 3B return by the recipient itself. These are the important things which we need to keep in our mind. Now, there may be one question in your mind, that is, sir, suppose there are 50 invoices in the GSTR IMS dashboard. There are 50 invoices in the IMS dashboard. There are 50 invoices on the IMS dashboard. Now, from that 50 invoices which is there on IMS dashboard, we have selected 20 invoices as accept. We have selected 15 invoices as keep it pending. We have selected 10 invoices as reject. Now, the remaining 5 invoices, what will happen with these 5 invoices? So, if in your IMS dashboard, if you will take the action for the partial invoices, or you are not supposed to take any invoice, any action for certain invoices, in that case, the same will be treated as deemed accepted. It means you have two options. You can accept, you can reject, you can keep it pending, or if you are not supposed to take any action, in that case, the same will be treated as deemed accepted. Hence, this is my opinion to you. या तो आप इस प्रोसीजर को फॉलो करो, you can follow the procedure of invoice management system, or you should not follow that invoice management system. Okay, both the things are there, but this is a very useful mechanism which has been provided by the government. I suggest everyone try to follow this, try to guide your client. Will also share the technique that how you can guide about the things related to invoice management system to your client. Okay, so that your burden will be very much managed. Now, one important example is there which I want to share with you. Sir, be connected. Today we'll discuss certain important things related to invoice management system practical perspective. Okay, so I require your 100% support. Sir, you all are enjoying now. We have covered, we have completed the discussion of 30 minutes. You all are enjoying the session. Are you getting the points? Now, okay, sir. Thank you for your valuable comments in the chat box. Now, suppose supplier has issued one credit note. Supplier has issued one credit note related to reduction of the outward liability. Suppose the supplier has issued the credit note for 1 lakh rupees. GST amount is 18%, that is 18,000 rupees, and supplier has reduced the outward liability by 18,000 rupees. When the supplier is going to file the GSTR1 return, the same credit note is going to auto populated on the IMS dashboard of the recipient. auto populated on the IMS dashboard. Now, recipient has rejected the same. Recipient has rejected the credit note. In that case, there will be any implication on the supplier. I just want to know in the chat box, yes or no. If the recipient is going to reject the credit note, in such a scenario, there will be any implication on the recipient, on the supplier. Yes, exactly. Everyone is right. You don't need of this session. Okay. Let's discuss something practical. Okay. Yes, definitely. Earlier, if the supplier is going to issue the credit note and recipient is not going to reverse the ITC, in that case, there may be no identity of that particular credit note. In such a scenario, in case of business audit, we have to provide the proofs, documentary evidence, and multiple things will be there. Now, this facility is there if supplier is going to issue any credit note or the recipient is not going to accept the same. That is, recipient is going to reject the same. In that case, automatically liability will be enhanced in the hand of supplier. Same. Second, suppose if the supplier is going to enhance any value of the credit note. Earlier, the credit note was issued for 1 lakh rupees. Now, supplier has amended that credit note with 1,50,000 rupees. Or if the recipient is going to reject the same, in that case also, the liability will be increased. Rajesh sir, he is not eligible to reverse option. I'm not getting your point. Supplier की liability बढ़ जाएगी. The liability of the supplier will be enhanced due to the rejection of the credit note by the recipient. Now, suppose earlier the invoice has been issued by the supplier for 1 lakh rupees. Okay. Now supplier is going to amend that invoice and issue a revised invoice for 80,000 only. And due to that, the supplier is going to reduce the outward liability. In that case also, if the recipient is going to reject that amended invoices, in that case, the liability will be automatically enhanced in the hand of supplier. So this is the effect of this mechanism, in which when the invoice, credit note, debit note, which has been issued by the supplier, and if the recipient is not supposed to accept the same, in that case, the liability will be automatically enhanced in the hand of supplier. This is the uniqueness of this concept, that is invoice management system. Just come to the notes. If you will check this PDF file, this is very useful, very simplified language. Okay. So just go through with it. Yes, Hardik sir, if possible for you, then just write your doubt. It is more convenient for me. Applicable from 1st of October. Okay. धनराज सर ने क्वेश्चन पूछा था और कई लोगों के दिमाग में क्वेश्चन हो सकता है. देयर मे बी चांसेस ऑफ वन क्वेश्चन इन योर माइंड दैट सर, if I am not going to follow this IMS mechanism, the ITC which is auto populated in GSTR 2B, I am claiming the ITC in my GSTR 3B as it is, whether there will be any issue or not. Sir, suppose in your GSTR 2B certain ITC which is ineligible, so in that case, you have to prepare the bifurcation that this ITC is ineligible and I have not claimed the same. But if you are following the mechanism of IMS, you can easily segregate the same. If there may be certain ITC for which you have not received the goods, so you have to maintain certain separate calculation. But if you are following the IMS dashboard, you can easily put it as keep it pending. There may be certain input tax credit for which you are not eligible to claim the tax credit because that ITC is not related to you. The supplier has wrongly inserted your GST here. In that case, you have to maintain one separate calculation. But if you are following the IMS, or if you are putting it as a rejected, then the record will automatically save. So this facility helps you for the smooth conduct or smooth claim of input tax credit. As a chartered accountant, as a professional, this is not my responsibility to check these things. We can train our client and they can easily check the same. So these are the uses of this. Yes, Mohammed sir, if you are supposed to select any invoice as a keep it pending, in that case, the same will be reflected in the subsequent month. It will be there unless you will select as rejected. In case of sales return, then the credit note will be uploaded by the supplier and the same will be auto-populated in the recipient GSTR2B. So accept or reject the decision or the action will be taken by the recipient only. Debit note will be created in the books of accounts of the recipient. Yes, Hardik sir, suppose if you have taken the action in your IMS dashboard, suppose there is a 50 invoices, you have selected 15 invoices as a accepted, 15 invoices as keep it pending, and 15 invoices as rejected, and 5 invoices is still pending. Okay, you have not taken the action, that is auto populated, that is auto accepted, and you have created the save button. You have clicked on the save button. Now, suppose after this step, your data will be auto populated in your GSTR2B. But now, there is certain changes in your invoice mechanism. From the keep it pending 15 invoices, you have to select 5 invoices as a accepted. In that case, you have to take the action on the IMS dashboard, and then after recompute ITC in your GSTR2B, so the data will be automatically refreshed in your IMS dashboard. So you can update the data multiple times before filing your GSTR3B return. Is that okay, Hardik sir? Yes, if you have rejected any invoice, same. Okay. In that case, the same will be available on your IMS dashboard unless and until you will not file your GSTR3B return. After filing of GSTR3B return, that will be final. But before filing the GSTR3B return, earlier you have selected and rejected, and now you want to convert it as a accepted, you can easily do so. If you have rejected certain invoices in your IMS dashboard and you have filed your GSTR3B return in subsequent month, if you want to claim the input tax credit, prima facie, you have to claim the excess ITC in your GSTR3B with comparison to GSTR2B. Then one notice will be issued by the departmental authority in GST DRC 01 ABC. Okay, that is written compliances, and you have to provide one response that due to oversight I have rejected the invoices, but these are the required documents which is there, and based on that I have claimed the tax credit, so they may accept the same. But for that purpose, you have to provide the response, and the litigations will be there. Is that okay, Mohammed sir? You need to block the credit, sir. Dhanpal sir, this is my personal opinion to you. You have to show that ineligible ITC in your GSTR 3B return. You don't need to claim the same, but you have to show it the figures in your ineligible ITC. Okay, that is what is the option you have. If there will be any temporary reversal due to the 180 days rule, in that case you can show it in other reversals. Otherwise, if there will be a permanent reversal, 4A option is there for you. Yes, good question. We'll discuss on that, Vinod sir, as well. Now we may wait. Vinod sir, just wait for 15 to 20 minutes. We'll discuss on your question as well. As soon as, Hardik sir, as soon as the recipient is going to save the data, the same will be auto refreshed at the end of the supplier as well. We'll discuss on that. We have screenshots, and through the screenshots we'll discuss. Okay, we'll cover the complete practical part. I suppose major queries has been solved. Okay, so this system is just for the authenticity and the genuineness. That is what is the purpose of this specific mechanism, that is invoice management system. This PDF part I am not going to read, I am going to share with you, but you can cross check the same. Sir, in my deliberation I am trying to cover each and everything. Okay. Yes, Manthan sir, just give me 10 minutes, will definitely unmute you. Just give me 10 minutes, because if I am going to unmute you, in that case there may be certain noise related issues, so there may be problem to others. Just keep your question ready with you, will definitely unmute you in next 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, just give me 10 to 15 minutes. Rajesh sir, if you have more invoices, that is 500 and more, in that case you have to use the, you have to use the uh, Excel utility, or you have to take the reference of certain software which is there in the market. Okay, you just need to use that software so that you can easily connect, and you can easily take the actions, accept, reject, and keep it pending. Okay. And also we are also developing one software for the invoice reconciliation, that will also be available very soon. Okay, so we'll let you know about that as well. So four options are there. One is no action taken, other is accepted, third one is rejected, and fourth one is keep it pending. All four are of all options are available for you. Now, most important thing, sir, QRMP taxpayer, those who are claiming the input tax credit or filing the GSTR3 return on quarterly basis, in that case, whether they have to take the actions on IMS dashboard on monthly basis? No. But when the supplier is going to file the return, the same will be auto-populated on the IMS dashboard. Okay. And the same will be there. For the recipient, if the recipient is a quarterly return, monthly payment. Suppose if the supplier is a QRMP person, supplier is QRMP. In such a scenario, as we all know that under IFF facility, invoice furnishing facility, when the supplier is supposed to save the invoices on IFF mechanism, in that case the same will be auto populated on the IMS dashboard of this recipient, and recipient can claim the input tax credit from the QRMP perspective. So in case of QRMP, when the supplier is going to save the invoices on IFF dashboard, in that case the ITC will be auto populated in the IMS dashboard for the recipient. So there is no any hurdle in that specific situation. I think the QRMP wala point is okay for everyone. Flow of IMS. First, if you will reject, then the same will be auto-populated or transferred to your GSTR2B. If you will select that reject, in that case, it will be a part of ITC rejected. If you will select it as a keep it pending, in that case, the same will not be transferred to your GSTR2B, and it will be available in your keep it pending. But they clearly mention that you cannot keep it pending, you cannot select the keep it pending action in following scenarios. In case of original credit note, sir, credit note is related to supply, that is invoice, so you cannot go for keep it pending, you have to take the actions accept or reject. If you will reject, in that case the liability will be automatically enhanced in the hand of supplier. And if you will select as a accept, in that case you have to reverse the input tax credit. Upward amendment of the credit note, downward amendment of the credit note, or downward amendment of the invoices, you cannot keep it pending, you have to select as a accept or as a reject. That is what is the thing we need to keep in our mind. Sir, why this provision is there, we just need to understand with the logic. Because if you will check in all these four scenarios, there will be an effect on the supplier's liability if you will reject it. Hence, they are saying that you have to take the actions immediately. You cannot postpone it for the further month, or you cannot keep it pending. You just need to take the actions. So keep this thing in your mind. Deemed accepted, we just need to keep in our mind that if we are not supposed to take any action in such a scenario, it will be a deemed accepted. It is mandatory to recompute the GSTR2B from IMS dashboard in case of any change in action already taken on concerned report, or any action that is taken after 14th of Feb. Because till 14th of Feb, if you are going to change anything on your IMS dashboard, then the same will be automatically updated in your GSTR2B. Because as we all know that the GSTR2B will be generated on 14th of the subsequent month. But if you are making any changes after that date, in such a scenario, you have to refresh or recalculate the ITC in your IMS dashboard. Certain input tax credit which is time barred, or the ITC which is related to reverse charge mechanism, the same will not be auto populated, because we all know the reason. In case of reverse charge mechanism, recipient is going to issue the invoice and recipient is claiming the ITC, hence the same will not be auto populated. After filing of the respective GSTR 3B, the actions which you have taken, accepted, deemed accepted, rejected, will be moved out. Only the keep it pending will be there. Other actions will be moved from your IMS dashboards. Pending actions will be there. Your 2B will be generated only after filing of your previous month GSTR 3B. And in this following situation, your supplier liability will be enhanced. We have already covered original credit note rejected by the recipient, upward amendment of credit note, downward amendment of the credit note rejected by the recipient, or downward amendment in the invoice. In this situation, the liability of the supplier will be automatically enhanced. Sir, based on our discussion, we have designed certain Q&A questions, okay, related to communication system, related to matching of the records. So these questions are for you only. If you will go through with these questions, this is my 100% assurance to you. You will be in a situation to provide the answer of each and every question. Okay, we'll discuss how you can implement the same in your client's base, and we'll also cover the practical part. But I'm going to take one or two questions which is there. Okay, one question is there. Sir, this question is related to 16.4, and this question is related to 16.5, 16.6. So may I suggest you can connect with me personally, or WhatsApp will definitely respond you the query, not an issue. Okay, I am sharing the WhatsApp number. Just copy this query, paste this on WhatsApp. We'll definitely connect with you on tomorrow and we'll discuss on call. Not an issue. We'll provide you the response. Today, please limit it to the IMS dashboard so that our discussion will be fruitful. Sorry, sir. We'll definitely respond you by tomorrow. In case of QRMP, they are getting the benefit of IMS, because when they are saying saving the data, the same will be auto populated for the recipient. And for the QRMP recipient, sir, they will file their GSTR 3B return at the end of the period. Okay, but they can see the same in the IMS dashboard. So when they file the GSTR 3B return, then only they can take the benefit of the input tax credit which is there. That is what is the purpose. I think, Vinod sir, your query is okay. In case of QRMP, the data will be available on your IMS dashboard. The data will be available on your IMS dashboard, but if you will take any action, the same will not be auto populated to your GSTR 2B. The same will be auto populated in the third month when you will be eligible to file the GSTR 3B return. Because जब तक मुझे 3B फाइल ही नहीं करना, तब तक how I can eligible to claim the input tax credit? Sir, they are getting the input tax credit when they are filing the GSTR 3B return. Because when you will file the GSTR 3B return, then only your input tax credit will be adjusted through the credit ledger. So they have to provide this mechanism for the QRMP. Hardik sir, I think your question has already been done. This is the draft manual. Okay. Now, one question was there, sir. When we are seeing the GST and common portal, there is two portal is available. One is inward, other is outward. So inward के case में तो हम समझा, when I am going to receive any goods or services, the invoice will be there on the IMS dashboard. In case of outward, you have made certain supplies to the recipient. In that case, whatever will be the action taken by your recipient, accept, reject, keep it pending, you can show the same in this specific dashboard. That is what is the use of this dashboard. Okay. Now, inward supply के case में, this is the process flow. You can accept, reject and keep it pending. This is the dashboard. Okay. When you will click on B2B invoices, then the detailed invoices will be there, and you just need to select yes, no, that is keep it pending, accepted, rejected. This is just a dashboard. Now you can take the actions, accepted, rejected, keep it pending. That is what is the actions you have to take from the portal, so that your dashboard will be automatically auto updated. That is what is the thing we need to keep in our mind. Okay. Then after, whenever you will click on the save, the data will be transferred to your GSTR2B. Now, if you will change anything after 14th of the subsequent month, in such a scenario, whenever you will change, you just need to update your GSTR2B as well. And for that purpose, you have to recompute your ITC. That is what is the solution which is there. Okay. So this is the complete dashboard which is there. Okay. This PDF file you can save. This is a master PDF file. We have covered the complete things in a practical way. We have covered the screenshots. We have also covered the GST and common portal manual, and we have covered multiple Q&A. Now, one most important thing, sir, if you are planning to handle this IMS at your office for your client, in that case, this is next to impossible. Next to impossible. I suggest just schedule one training program for your client. Suppose you have 50 clients, 100 clients, you just need to schedule one training program. You just need to suggest them, sir, you have to go on GST and common portal, download the Excel, import it in your accounting software. That will automatically reconcile those invoices which is not there in your accounting software. Find out the reason. Accordingly, you can take the actions, accept, reject, and keep it pending. And those which are completely reconciled, if you are not going to take any action, in that case it will be auto populated in your GSTR2B, so that your 2B and 3B will be always reconciled. That is what is the one solution you have to go. And also, if there will be certain invoices which is there in 2B but the same is not in your books of accounts, in that case you have to make certain changes in your accounting. We are planning a next session on the accounting effect of the reconciliations very soon. Okay. In that case, we'll discuss the accounting entries as well, that from the accounting entries perspective, how you can reconcile the books of accounts and GST and common portal ITC. But now, the most important thing is there, that this IMS dashboard is very useful, because our client or the accountant is going to select as accept, reject, or keep it pending, and based on that the ITC will be populated in GSTR2B, and based on that will claim the ITC. So the chances of errors will get reduced. That is what is the purpose of this IMS dashboard. You can save the data in your GSTR1 return. Just save the data in GSTR1 return. Because if you will go on GST and GSTR 1 return, that will allow you to save the data on 1st of March only. Okay, that will be the issue. In that case, you can save it on 1st of March. Although in certain states, if you will generate the e-invoice, the same will be auto transferred to your GSTR 1 return, auto saved, and the same will be automatically available on the IMS dashboard. So there may be certain discrepancies from state to state, because this GSTN common portal is working slightly different for state to state. That is what is the also issue is there. So for that purpose, you can also raise one specific grievance with the GSTN common portal. That is also one of the solution. Okay. So in this particular session, in this particular webinar, we have covered that what do you mean by this IMS dashboard? Why this IMS dashboard? What is the importance of this IMS dashboard? What are the invoices or credit notes for which we need to take care very carefully? How the data will be auto-populated? How the IMS dashboard is bridge between your GSTR 3B, that is GSTR 2B, and your books of accounts, how the reconciliation will be made. So these things we have covered in our today's session. I think you all are satisfied with the content, because I have covered the content in completely in a practical way, so that you can use it in your day-to-day practice. And also I suggest, just go through once with this PDF file. This is very helpful. Go through with the practical questions which is given in the PDF file. That will be very helpful for you. If the credit note has been rejected mistakenly, in such a scenario, if you have not filed the GSTR 1 return, if you have not filed the GSTR 3B return, in that case you can change the same. That is what is the one solution. But suppose if you have filed the GSTR 3B return, and based on that the liability will be automatically enhanced for the supplier. In such a scenario, supplier can take the same, that is the reduced ITC, and supplier can that is the reduced outward liability, and supplier can take one declaration from you that you have wrongly rejected the credit note and you are reversing the input tax credit in this particular month with this amount, and the same is available in GSTR 3B, and that person can upload the copy of GSTR 3B of recipient. That is what is the solution. Hardik ji, is that okay for you? Yes, Mohammed sir, please.
So, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, the opposite, if I have rejected that invoices, some invoices, so what is the effect for opposite person? Is it going to be lose that ITC opposite person, or what, sir? What about
No,
that opposite person?
in case of outward supply, if the supplier has issued the invoices and you have rejected the same, that means the supplier has already paid the taxes to the government and declared the liability, and you are rejecting the invoices. Okay, so in that case, government has already received the revenue. So in that case, government is not going to take any action or not going to create any liability, but the same will be available on the dashboard of the supplier. Supplier can subsequent month amend the invoices or cancel the invoices. That is what is the option which is available at the end of supplier. So government is only focusing when there will be any reduction of outward liability, then the government will create the liability in the hand of supplier. Otherwise, they are not supposed to create any liability. Supplier has to make the actions. Is that okay, Mohammed sir? Okay, thank you.
Sir, good evening, sir. Hello.
Now my voice is audible?
Yeah, sir, sir. Good evening, sir. Sir,
Yes,
my
good
issue
evening.
is what I am saying. I am practicing more than 27 years, TNGT period in Tamil Nadu. So, my issue is uh, every customer give it to purchase bill or sales bill every month. Okay, it is a procedure for
Okay.
our professional. What I'm saying, this is, we have to enter in tally. Okay, tally
Okay.
GSTR 1 or 3B. It is a we are GSTR1 through Tally we have uploaded. Okay, and every 14th in October onwards we have faced so many problems. Every 14th we have downloaded JSON from 2B. Okay, to compare to Tally and 2B, it is we have one software not in Tally because portal showing some invoices and Tally is we have received from hard copy and entered in the Tally. Okay, we compare to not in Tally, not in portal. Not I am what I am saying. Not in Tally is a portal showing, but hard copy is not available or entered in our Tally. In again, we have entered in Tally, but portal not showing. This type of issues in October onwards, we are facing so many problems. For example, IMS is you have one customer or more than 15, 20 customer. We have purchase bills also more than 200 bills. How to solve the IMS problem? Because every each one bill we have, you cannot check the. Then only I am asking any your suggestion to how to tally this 2B, 3B because you have any software is available, please suggest to me. Then only I am asking, sir.
Definitely, definitely. So you can do one thing. You can connect with me personally. My team will guide you that you can do it in Excel as well. And there are multiple softwares or tools are available based on Power BI. Okay, we have also developed one tool on Power BI model that is also reconciliation tool. But now we
Power,
are working to
power, sir,
integrate
power.
IMS Power BI, POWER BI, Power BI.
Sir,
This is a
your
business process.
demonstration, if any, you want demonstration, please, any if it's available. Because
Just connect
so many, this is
just connect on the
this,
WhatsApp number.
yeah,
My
98422,
team will guide you. Sorry.
98422.
You just need to connect on the WhatsApp number. My team will guide you. I'm sharing the WhatsApp number in the chat box, so you can connect with them.
Yeah.
Now we are working on IMS dashboard as well. Very soon we are integrating the IMS in our reconciliation tool, so that will be very easy.
Okay, sir.
So you just need to connect with my team on this number. They will definitely guide you.
Yeah. Because why I'm asking, this is this Jason. If we all try to our people, our friends are try to one tool TDL on Tally. This is 2A 3B. Two JSON will download and the software insert and compare to the rate of tax is not available for this type of some issues. Generally, we
So
have so many
just connect
problems.
with me. Just connect on this number. They will definitely
Okay, sir.
help
Thank
you
you for
out.
your kind
Okay.
information, sir. I have joined for 45 days class, sir. It's very
Thank
useful.
you. Thank you.
We
Thank you.
share with our so many people share to your YouTube, and also I have so many groups are is in Tamil Nadu. I will share, sir. Super and super.
Yes, yes. Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hardik sir, what was your doubt? Most probably, acha, okay. No, sir, SPL02, can you please WhatsApp? We'll definitely discuss on that. In case of GSTR1, the same will be reflected. The same will be reflected, or you can take the action in IMS in the current month. But the input tax credit will be eligible in the subsequent month only. ITC will be eligible in the subsequent month only. That is what is the important thing which we need to keep in our mind. Is that okay, Hardik sir? Sir, Vinod sir, related to 128A, I request just comment in the WhatsApp. We'll definitely respond you. Okay. We'll take your queries related to 128A as well. We have a WhatsApp group. You can comment in that 5 days series. If you have any query, you can connect in that particular session. Sir, so today we have covered the complete invoice management system. Sir, how it was related to invoice management system? Although after completion of the session, you will get one link Yes, Hardik sir, just message on this number. You will get the link to join this WhatsApp group. Okay. So, sir, I'll try to cover the complete practical as well as a theoretical portion related to the invoice management system. I request everyone after completion of the session, you will get one feedback link in the group. So I request everyone provide your valuable feedback in the reviews portal, okay, so that you will get this PDF file and you will get certain other study material as well, okay, because your feedback plays a very important role. And I think you all have joined our GST comprehensive course. Anyone who has not registered for the GST comprehensive course, sir, you have idea about our GST comprehensive course? Hardik sir will discuss, just give me 3 to 4 minutes, we'll discuss. I think maximum number of the participants has, sir, the books has been dispatched by today morning. So you will receive it very soon. Okay, you will receive the tracking code as well. Uh, we are coming with a GST comprehensive course. In this course, we'll cover the complete GST law. This is just information. Okay. We'll cover the complete GST law, each and every section, each and every rule with practical implication. With that, we'll cover around 250 recent landmarking judgments, and with that, we'll cover 250 practical problems which we are facing in our day-to-day practice. Time of supply, value of supply. So this is a comprehensive course in which we'll cover each and everything in a practical way, and that will be a series, like a TV series, like a Netflix series. It will be a series, Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. The session will be there live. Okay. And this course is completely free. We are just charging for the books. With this course, we'll provide you 3 set of books. One is based on law, another is based on your case studies, and third one is based on question and answers. So the price of the books is around 4,000 rupees, but we are providing the study material just at 3,400 rupees. So this is a discounted price, 3,400. You just need to pay for the study material, and classes will be free for you. 45 days course. This is a 45 days course. After the completion of the course, one examination is also there. You will get the certificate, and this is a guaranteed course. That means after completion of the course, if you will not satisfied with the content, keep the books with you, just take the refund for 3,400 rupees from us. Okay. So this will be a great course for everyone, those who are dealing in the GST practice. If anyone wants to enroll, then this screen QR code is there. You just need to pay 3,400 rupees, and you just need to WhatsApp the screenshot on this number. You will get one Google form. You just need to fill that Google form. Those who will register today, in that case, you will get access to our subscription plan, in which you will get access to around 500 case studies in 2 minutes videos, absolutely free. You will also get access to our specific workshop on drafting pleading, worth 1299, absolutely free. You will also get access to our 128A series. Okay. Now, sir, if I need to sell any movie ticket, no attraction is required, but I want to sell the GST knowledge based course. In that case, I have to give the attractions. So these are the attractions from my side, and this is my assurance to you. If you will join this course, everything will be there in your brain related to GST. Each and every section, each and every rules, and the complete case studies, that is 250 recent judgments. Because the biggest problem is that, sir, I need to know the provisions. Yes, but you need to know the implication of the provision, how you can use that provision in your day-to-day life. That is what is the most important thing. So I suggest everyone, if you have not registered for this course and are you planning to join this course, then register now, so that you can get the study material on time at your postal address. These books are very simplified, very interesting, very attractive. So I request everyone, just enroll for this course. I assure you about the content of this course. Okay. So once again, thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for listening with us. On 28th of Feb, on 28th of Feb, we have a specific webinar on the income tax versus GST linkage. I request everyone to join the same. Yes, Rajesh sir, definitely I am going to unmute you, not an issue. Uh, just wait for a single second. Yes, Rajesh sir, please. You can unmute.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I am from Kerala, sir. First of all, I
Yes, yes, please.
take this opportunity to thank you for helping the tax professionals. Uh, so my doubt is, so
Yes, sir, please.
one of the supplier has uploaded one invoice by mistake, and it was reflected in my IMS. The next month,
Okay.
the supplier find out the mistake, and he was issued a credit note for that amount. How can I treat this in my return? What
So
is
in
the
that case,
correct
you just need.
procedure? Correct. I know. I want to know the correct procedure. Okay.
So if you have already connected with the particular person, so first thing in the previous month, have you taken any action for that invoice which has been there in your IMS dashboard?
No, no, no.
So the same will be automatically
Which
transferred to your.
actually, this is a question faced from lot of my colleagues.
Yes. Okay, this question you have received from a lot of your colleagues. Okay, in that case, the correct treatment is that in the previous month, if you have rejected the invoice, in that case,
Okay.
subsequent month when there will be a credit note, you can reject it. But if you have selected as keep it pending in the previous month, in that case, in the current month, you can accept the invoice, you can accept the credit note both, so the liability will be set off. That is what is the solution we have.
Okay. That is a correct procedure to follow. Okay.
You got my point?
Yeah, I got it. Got it, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I also registered for the 45 days class. I am waiting for that.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you. Definitely, we'll
Okay.
start it
Okay
very
then.
soon, and we'll start in a very
Okay.
attractive and interesting way.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay then.
So once again, thank you everyone for joining, for listening with us, for spending your time with us. Again, a very happy Mahashivratri to all of you. Har Har Mahadev. मिलते हैं 28th of Feb को with a very new topic, that is linkage between GST and income tax. And I request everyone, those who have not joined this GST comprehensive course, enroll now, because a great event is waiting for all of you. Thank you once again. Bye bye. Take care. And yes, fill the feedback form which you will receive very soon in the WhatsApp group. Everyone should fill that Google form. So thank you, everyone.